Hey, all you foodies and ghoulies out there. You can find Slice of the Paranormal anywhere podcasts are found, or you can watch us on our YouTube channel.
Hey, hi, hello there. What's up? Slice the Paranormal.
That was a good one, right?
You like
I like
that?
Yeah.
A
Hello.
little bit.
A lot of energy.
Forceful.
Yeah, great.
I hope it's not too early in the morning for you.
Or too
Right?
late.
Or too late?
Yeah.
I'll keep it down, I promise. Sorry, Slice the Paranormal. It's a podcast where we go to these paranormal places, investigate paranormal things, check out local pizza place while we're in town, usually stop at a haunted bar, and then we come back here and get the full story from Steve.
And today we have a very special guest.
Yeah.
We do.
Today's a special day because we've got our buddy.
We do. We went to Snug Harbor.
Snug.
And Snug Harbor. Or
Harbor.
Sailors.
Snug Harbor.
Or Sailor Snug Harbor.
Sailor Snug Harbor.
In Staten Island, New York. And we have, like you said, a very special guest. Jason Stroming from the Odd and Untold podcast is with us. Mm-hmm. He is also the founder of the New York Paranormal Society. He's been involved in the paranormal for over 20 years. Mm-hmm. So he has been on Unexplained with William Shatner, Dark Matters, Twisted But True, various news stations, and he produced Haunted Snug Harbor, the documentary. And like us, he's into Bigfoot. He's into ghosts and UFOs. We met him at Decades in Lancaster, and which was a Bigfoot encrypted convention, and we quickly formed a friendship.
Yeah, we hit it off immediately, I think.
So I'd like to introduce Jason Stroming. And
did you say your name right? Stroming?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we went over it beforehand.
Perfect. Oh, good. Sorry, Steve. I threw him under the bus.
And welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, welcome.
I didn't even get to the period.
Dang,
and you start
Ryan.
busting me.
Yeah, that's a normal episode, so.
That's fine. No, he got the name right. I had English teachers in school who couldn't pronounce it right. And I'm like, it's consonant, vowel, consonant.
See, right.
Preston, I take advantage of it when there's a living person here. Because usually I'm saying dead people's names and I'm murdering.
Right.
They'll never know.
They're never going to write a nasty text to me either.
No, true that.
So I made sure to make sure I was pronouncing Stroming right.
Right.
So we actually talked and we wanted to meet up in Staten Island, and we said, what are the sites you wanted us to check out?
Yeah.
And Snug Harbor was number one.
Yeah, it's one of the places that we've investigated the most, like on Staten Island. It's huge, and there's just so many different buildings, so you can just focus on one building, you can go to different buildings. We used to run tours there, the haunted tours they would have, and they used to be very open to it. Now they're a little bit more strict with who they let in and when they do the tours, but we used to know like the security guards there, and they would take us to the catacombs underneath, and we can get into that story later, why they have those, but all the different buildings, and they would just give us the key and be like, just come to the ranger station when you guys are done. Like, just
That's
lock,
the best.
That's nice.
Kind of same deal Steve has with the Priestley house, kind of.
Yeah. In fact, I just took Jason there because I figured while he's in town, I wanted him to see our local haunted site, and I gave him a nice little tour.
Nice.
And a little gift bag of stuff to take home. And
You said he might have heard something while he was there, right?
Yeah. You want to say what you
Yeah,
did
we
there?
were walking by the servant's staircase upstairs, and Stephen opened the door, and as we're walking past it, I could have sworn I heard something. Like, it sounded like somebody was up there, like they were like listening to us and walked away from it. But it was just that like feet shuffling, and I had to do like a double take and look up there, like. And I'm more of like a skeptical sort of person, you know. Like I don't go into these places like every little noise is a ghost, but this sounded like something
interesting.
Wow.
like totally like I thought there was something.
Well, and that's
up there.
just like Steven's
Very
encounter
much.
too. Like you heard footsteps
I heard
upstairs.
footsteps, but I was in the other hallway. But he heard it from the side hallway, which is leading from the main hallway to the kitchen.
Yeah.
But the fact is that what I explained to him, what the ghost I think it might be, would be Dr. Priestley's daughter-in-law. And she would have occupied the second floor during the day.
Yeah.
The whole second floor.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, when the second floor was women's space for women's business.
Oh, yeah.
The day.
Okay.
So like men were visiting with people and women were kind of staying out of the way.
As they should.
That's right. Glad you said it, not me.
Hey, did you show him the brick?
I did show him the
Yes.
rig.
Did you see the brick? Isn't
I
that
saw the brick.
hilarious?
Brick was great. Yeah.
For our guests that don't know, when we did excavations in 1968, we found a pornographic brick
At the Priestley
at
house.
the Priestley house, and so I always show it to people that because we don't have it naturally on tour.
Yeah.
But
It's extra.
It's like an extra side
Bonus.
piece you show.
It's a bonus just for you.
Yes, I got to see the
So
graffiti piece.
very
course
few
you
people
should.
get to see that. So, like for our guests and viewers,
For our listeners, you
and
mean.
listeners, Snug Harbor. What is Snug Harbor?
So to put it in very simple terms, Snug Harbor was a retirement home, essentially, in the early 1800s for retired sailors. Because back then there was no pension, there's no 401ks, your retirement plans. So you had these guys who were out at sea, merchant marines. That, they're on the boats, and they would come back, and they were elderly, and they often didn't have families. They had no wives. They didn't have children. And they had no means of supporting themselves.
Sure.
So
That was their life, right?
Yeah, that was their life. So they'd come back and they
have
couldn't.
nothing.
Too old to work on the ships, and
Yeah.
no experience to work on land.
No
and again,
family.
You're talking the 1800s. There's no
Yeah.
Different situation.
very different than
Life
what it-
expectancy
yeah.
is much lower back
Life
then,
expectancy,
too.
but like nowadays, we have government assistance and there's all sorts of things. And they didn't have that back then. So Captain Robert Randall, in his will, he bequeathed his estate and said, "I want to set up a community that will take care of my fellow sailors when they retire." So this is this great thing. And he
That
died.
is a nice thing.
Yeah, very charitable of him. And he died in 1801, and this was in his will, but his will was contested as things
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
go. So the first building on Snug Harbor didn't open until 1833. And
So it took quite a while.
it took a while to get the funds and to build it. And they built it up over time. So I think at its heyday, it was like 50 different buildings.
Oh, wow. Holy
and
moly.
I think over the years, there was over 10,000 sailors.
I didn't realize there was that many
Not at
buildings
once,
included
but-
in that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's not that
Wow.
many now. Like when we went
Sure.
there, a lot of those buildings were gone. But
Yeah, I
there's-
think the 1960s they were tearing some down.
Yeah.
That were in bad shape.
I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so they left what remains, and they turned it into a cultural center. So there's the Noble Maritime Museum that is there now. There's a little 9/11 memorial back where I think it was the old morgue, honestly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I didn't get a chance to show you guys that. That was like way back. It was a little bit of a
little
walk,
farther.
but we were kind of
Yeah, we have. As you
Strict
found
schedule
out,
that
we
day.
are time sensitive.
yeah. So, but they have a little 911 memorial there. I got married there. My first,
Wow.
I think I told you guys when we were there, like my first wedding happened the first of many.
So that's either good or bad luck, depending on how you look at it.
That's right.
Yeah. But there's a lot of haunted lore there, from the governor's house to the matron's house. The chapel is allegedly
Yeah.
haunted. The Noble Maritime Museum itself is allegedly haunted.
Wow. I mean, this old area with a lot of energy, obviously.
Yeah, it's like part of old Staten Island. So you just go down there, and it's just kind of spooky, and it's more so at night. You guys are there during the day.
Yeah.
But even like in the 80s, the back side of Snug Harbor, because all the buildings now are kind of towards the front. It's this cultural center, so you move in, and then there's like big fields, and then there's just nothing in the back.
Sure.
But like in the 80s, you had the Satanic Panic, and Satanists would go back. I mean, people would go back there and find animal bones and pentagrams and all, candles.
Or at least they said they did, right?
They said they did.
Right.
Yeah, I wasn't.
They said
old
they
enough
did,
in the
or
80s.
maybe it, like you said, maybe did attract a certain amount of people that
That's
went
true.
back there just to do that.
Right.
Just,
Yeah, I mean, there were things
yeah.
back. I don't know if it was actual Satanists or just teenagers.
Right.
Saying,
Fooling
hey, let's
around.
leave some chicken bones here.
Yeah.
And freak people out and spray paint a pentagram.
Yeah.
That's Steve back in the day. He used to just carry a pocket full of chicken bones around with him.
Listen, you're not lying. My grandmother once said, "Don't go to this cemetery because they found like people conducting rituals in the back."
Right.
And I was like, "Wait, that was me."
That was me.
I had lined all these cemetery stones in a circle, and we'd have like bonfires outside this cemetery, and I didn't realize it, but the local neighbors were warning my grandmother about weirdos out there.
Steven single-handedly created the satanic panic.
So, like, if there's satanic panic in Sunbury over the Pomfret Cemetery, Trust me, there's no Satanists. It was just me, with
Having a bonfire.
having a bonfire with some Mad Dog. I was young. Sorry.
MD.
MD 2020. All right, back to Snug Harbor. So, you mentioned that there's a lot of buildings. Like, I know that they have a cemetery there, too, which is unmarked.
It's an unmarked cemetery now, yeah.
So, we wouldn't be able to see anything. But there's thousands.
It was created for Snug Harbor,
Yeah,
like that cemetery. Was there a church on the grounds as well?
There is a chapel there.
So was it connected to that, or was it just a separate cemetery?
From what I understand, the cemetery, because usually, the old church is the cemetery is right in the back or right next, right on the side. I mean, this, from what I understand, was further back,
Separated.
the cemetery.
Okay.
And it's unmarked now, so they don't know, but they think there was thousands of guys
that's what I
buried
heard.
there.
Probably, huh?
Because again, this was essentially this insular community. They saw themselves as their own little town. That's why the governor's house. The governor oversaw this community. Again, things are a little loosey-goosey back in the 1800s with who actually controlled things. And they were buried there because it was like their own town. So they had laundry, they had cooks, they had all sorts of things on premises. So they didn't really have to go outside of Snug Harbor. They were kind of self-contained.
Well, it's even closer than a town. A town, you have neighbors and whatnot, but when you all share the same profession and livelihood, I think that would make all of them more close, and they'd probably be like, "Yeah, this is us." Kind of thing.
When I was doing a little bit of research, I found out that Thomas Melville was one of the governors there, and Thomas Melville is the brother of the author of Moby Dick.
Yeah.
Oh.
Herman Melville.
Herman. Yeah.
So, the thought is that maybe Herman Melville might have actually gone to Sailor Snug Harbor and talked to these sailors to kind of create the story of Moby Dick based off of
Their stories.
real stories
No
from
way.
sailmen.
And actually, I did recently watch a movie in which it was about the writing of Moby Dick, and that's exactly what he did. He was talking to old sailors and getting their stories
way.
about a big whale that they saw and everything. Yeah, so that's a very good.
That's cool.
I just thought it was
hypothesis.
interesting that the only 2 degrees of separation between Moby Dick and Sailor Snug Harbor. You mentioned that there's a lot of lore. Which building should we talk about first?
The one that most people focus on is the Matrons House.
Okay.
The governor's house is up there, and I
Okay.
can tell stories about that one.
Do I have a picture of this, Steve?
The Matron's House, it's the yellowish looking home.
Yeah.
Word.
It's kind of beige.
Gotcha.
And that's the one that, the security guards, when we were first poking around there, they were like, if you're going to get in here, that's the place to go. They said every night they would lock it up. They'd come back the next day, all the furniture would be moved.
No.
The doors would be open. They said, but it was never vandalized. So they said, we thought maybe someone was breaking in, but they said, no, we would check and double check that it was locked. The windows were never broken.
Yeah.
It was just stuff would be moved.
From
It was
the
not-
inside. Yeah.
And you think vandals are going to go in and break stuff. They're going to spray paint.
Right.
They said it was never that. It was just the chair that was over there is now over here. Yeah. That table that was there is now turned upside down.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that one has a lot of lore to it. And again, the governor's house, there's stories, but they're not as the matron's house has the most detailed stories, and those details.
Do they know who, or do they know what they think was doing that in the house? Is it one specific entity, or?
So we can get into that because the matron's house. You want to go into that, or you want me to?
Okay, I'll tell you my story that I heard.
Okay.
And then he can elaborate.
Yeah, that's good.
Essentially, there was a matron that worked there. She was in charge of all the women that were doing laundry, which was the building next to the matron's house that had the chimney.
Oh,
now,
okay.
the head matron that was living there, it said may have been either raped or
Nice job.
might have had a affair with one of the other sailors at the site.
Some kind of situation.
And that's problematic because this girl was telling her subordinates, you're not allowed to fraternize with the other sailors.
Right.
So if she was purposely fraternizing herself, that would look bad. But she got pregnant and gave birth, and supposedly the child had complications during childbirth and was born, either like mentally challenged, disabled. One story says it was the umbilical cord got wrapped around the kid's neck, so there was a deprivation of oxygen.
Yeah.
So back in the 1860s, what'd you do with your kid that had a little bit of special needs? You locked them in the basement for their own self good.
Right.
And as what I heard is that he got loose. At some point, the child got loose at some point when he was like maybe a teenager.
Yeah, we heard like early teens, 13, 14.
Okay.
Yeah, that's roughly what I heard too. And that he either stabbed her with a knife or with a pair of shears is another popular thing. So
His mom.
He stabbed
I'm on
his
Team
mom.
Kid right now.
So I'm on Team Kid for now, right, as well. So the haunting is supposedly, from what I heard, based either it's the kid who's not mentally all there, or it's the mother who was murdered, by this child.
What happened to him after he killed her?
Jason?
So allegedly, as the legend goes, the townspeople found out, because again, this was like an insular town. They found out that he had murdered his mother. Legend says a lot of people didn't know he was her child, so they didn't realize he was locked in the basement.
Or that she even had a child, maybe.
Right. So they just think this is some kid who came in and killed the matron. And the matron had a very sort of larger-than-life presence in the community. She oversaw all the women, but she was kind of like strict with the men, too. And,
she was a larger woman in general, right?
Yeah. So
big personality.
Physically and
physically large.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, both.
So they say that a mob formed, captured this kid, and hung him on the tree behind the matron's house. And I think I was showing you guys
now
the
I
tree is
remember.
gone because it was felled in a storm a few years ago, and they tore it down. But the tree was there.
That's right.
Up until just a few years ago.
That is legend.
So we went to where the tree was, but there was not even a stump. They had it.
I've seen the tree. The tree was there.
Okay.
So but again, trying to verify a lot of this information is tricky because they didn't keep record. And again, you're talking about, I think this happened like 1863-ish.
1863, roughly.
Yeah.
It's like when something happens on a college campus and they kind of keep it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
until
they have
locals
their
find
own
out.
little rules.
Right, and back then there's no internet, there's no
Yeah.
word of mouth can
Mass
really be,
media,
yeah. So
like
it's
we
kind of
know
like
it.
what happens at Snug Harbor stays at Snug Harbor. So it didn't really get publicized, but this is what was handed down word of mouth over generations. Was that this is what happened, and there's variations on the story. Like Stephen said, was she assaulted or was she having an affair? Because she was like apparently very controlling of all the women who worked under her.
Yeah.
So to keep this a secret, and was the child locked in the basement? Was he chained up? Again, a lot of that is iffy.
Unknown.
Right.
Yeah.
Was he mentally challenged? I've heard that he was physically disfigured. Could be both. We don't know. But there's a lot of these like little variables. The size of the mob. Some people said it was like the entire entire community came out, and some people say, it was just a couple of guys who found him and tracked him down. And so there's a lot of wiggle room here. But like I was saying to Stephen before we started recording, like I always feel like when there's smoke, there's fire. Like there's
something.
We know the matron existed. We know that there was possibly an affair because there was a murder.
Correct.
By possibly like a jealous lover.
Oh, another murder attached to this same situation.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Not
Okay.
connected to the matron's house, but connected to the matron.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So we know that there's certain elements of the story that are true.
Okay.
It's really just the murder, the child, the mob. That stuff gets a little into the gray area.
There's something going on there, and it involves the matron and her child. But beyond that, it's a lot of speculation and years of lore.
Cup of Code! Today's episode is brought to you by Cup O Code. Need a website or marketing solution that works as hard as you do? At Cup of Code, they don't just build websites. They create digital solutions that grow your business. From expert web design to targeted marketing, including Facebook, Instagram, Google Ads, and billboards, they've got you covered. Dream, design, develop. Visit cupofcode.com and take your business to the next level.
What kind of haunted activity were you getting at the Matron House?
So again, it was a lot of what they call kinetic activity, things moving. We investigated it. I remember there was one night we went, and it was me and 2 other members of my team, and it was an author. He was doing a book on like haunted Staten Island. And we went in there. We're there all night. Nothing's going on.
Right.
You know. And like I said earlier, the Rangers would just give it. You know, they give us the key.
Yeah.
Lock yourselves in and just come find us when you're done. And it's an old building, like big heavy door. You would hear somebody coming in, and we're up on the 2nd floor, like in a hallway. And I have video of this.
Yeah.
I can show you guys. And we're about to wrap up because we're like, we've been here for like 4 hours and not a peep.
Yeah.
So like, all right, let's start wrapping up. And all of a sudden you hear boom on the stairs, boom, boom. You hear footsteps, and I stand down, I'm like, hello, like we're calling out, like, because we're thinking maybe a ranger came in.
Sure.
But there's no way anyone's getting in. It's a big, heavy wooden door, and it just creaks, and the whole house shakes. You know, it's. So we get up and we investigate. We just go upstairs, downstairs. We check the basement. There's nobody there, but we captured it on video. Where you can hear the footsteps. You hear the floorboards creaking.
No way.
Oh, yeah, you hear it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is this in your documentary then?
I don't know if it made it into the documentary. I haven't seen it. Like,
gotcha.
You know, like
Yeah.
you were saying earlier, like, you
Yeah,
don't watch the podcast once
podcast.
they're done. I don't watch anything I'm in. And people are like, oh, you don't remember that? It's like, no, I film it, I edit it, and
And done.
I'm done. I don't watch it ever again.
That's cool though, man.
Well, the reason I ask is because, like online, she's referred to by some people as like the lady in white. That
The
she's
matron
been
is?
physically seen as an apparition in some.
Yeah,
online
and
spaces.
there's some differing opinion on that because the lady in white is seen near the governor's house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that gets conflated a little bit. And the
Oh, so-
governor's house is backed by the cottages, and the cottages
remember, yeah.
are allegedly haunted. And fun fact, the governor's house is not actually where the governor lived. That was like his accountant.
Oh.
So the actual governor's house was torn down. It's not there anymore.
They just call that the governor's
But they
house
called
now.
the governor's house because it was kind of the person
Adjacent.
who worked for the governor. Yeah,
Yeah.
she was like the accountant and administrator
Fair enough.
person.
Yeah.
But they call it the governor's house. It's still a huge house. I mean, it's,
Right.
I'll be somebody's accountant to live there.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, have you guys watched the documentary at all?
I have not seen it yet.
Like I think I remember his name. There was a ghost that is seen on the grounds, and I think in the documentary they referred to him as Old Salty.
Yeah.
And it was
Salty.
it was played
like
by
that.
John Zappas of the Haunted Collector. He-
Played by?
Yeah,
in the recreation.
Yeah.
in the recreations of him.
Gotcha.
You see him, I'm like, wait, that's John Zappas. Why is he in this? And then they're like,
He's
Old
Old
Salty. So
Yeah, he's allegedly another ghost. And yeah, because the documentary was created by Brian Cano of
okay.
Haunted Collector,
Yep.
and he did Scared on Staten Island. So I've known Brian for many years.
Yeah.
We used to do the tours together there, and they were doing this documentary. So we were in the documentary. And I remember when John Zaffis was there, he called me up, and he's like, Jay, he's like, Ziggity. He calls him Ziggity.
Ziggity?
John
Yeah,
Zaffis
yeah.
is here. He's like, do you want to come down and meet him? Oh, yeah, sure. So we get in the car, we drive, we met John Zaffis. So that was pretty cool.
Nice.
And then I think it was shortly after that they did Haunted Collector together.
yeah, John's very down to earth.
Yeah, he's a nice.
You
guy.
know, I was telling them, like, I went drinking at the Farnsworth, and John Zaffis was there, you know, double fisting two beers.
Oh.
So you didn't have to go to the bar.
You're throwing him under the bus.
Yeah, he sure did.
No, he was great, though. He was super
He was,
nice.
he was good. It's one
We were there for
water, I swear.
Dave Giuliano opened up the Ghost Hunter store in Gettysburg, and that was for the grand opening.
Oh.
Gotcha.
So it was like, I don't know, maybe 20 ghost hunters, all just hanging out at the Farnsworth.
Yeah, that's
And
cool.
It was just very cool to see everyone, you know, low key.
Yeah.
Cool.
I saw the bar and restaurant at the Farnsworth. Is that at the Farnsworth?
We were actually
Is there a
eating
bar
at
and
the
restaurant there?
Remember?
They're hiring. That's what I was going to say.
Oh, you want to get a job?
If you need a job.
Ryan's my boss. He might be
Oh, okay.
Not
giving me
here.
a clue. I'm getting
At a different job.
getting fired.
Here, I'm just a pizza monster.
Yeah.
So, like, have you ever had any experiences with something on just the general grounds?
No,
Okay.
it was really just we investigated the governor's house.
Okay.
We had some weird stuff happen in there. Nothing really caught. We caught like a weird EVP,
Okay.
which has been lost to time now because
yeah.
technology changes and members change. But we all just had like a really weird feeling in that house, and we weren't even supposed to investigate it. Like the guy who was leading
Oh,
the
really?
group at the time, our previous group, Matrons House. He comes back. Hey guys, I got us the governor's house, and we're like, you mean Matrons House? He's like, oh shit.
Yeah. Oh, no.
All right,
We can't
okay.
do it.
So we did the matron's house, but we did the governor's house.
Why
and
not,
It was,
right?
Yeah, but it was creepy. I mean, we were seeing things out of the corner of our eyes,
Oh.
and like I said, we're all very sort of skeptical, and we wanted like
Right.
nothing ever happens. You know, we're just kind of like, please, something happen. And that was just, it was like just a bad feeling in that house that night.
Yeah.
And I think
Wow.
my buddy Jimmy, who was in the group, he said it felt like we walked in on a big party that we weren't invited to.
Oh.
And it was just like that, like when you're like that awkwardness, it's
Yeah.
just like, ooh, we're not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
It was really weird. But yeah, aside from the footsteps, that's what we heard. And then we did the Matrons House again like a month or so later. And we were trying to see, like, can we get it at the same time? Because it happened like right around midnight. And
Yeah.
surely enough, like right around midnight, one of the members of the group, she was sitting downstairs and she said it felt like somebody ran right towards her. And we all heard the footsteps and we were like, what are you doing? And she said, that wasn't me. And
You heard footsteps.
Oh,
Again.
yeah.
Oh my
and
gosh.
we didn't record that, but it was
Yowza.
just, she was like, yeah, something just ran
Yeah.
at me and I'm sitting here by myself. And we're like, yeah, we heard that from upstairs. We thought you were running. So weird stuff, but I've never seen anything. It's all been auditory.
I'm actually jealous that you got into the governor's house, because when we went with you to Sailor Snug Harbor, I wouldn't even have trusted getting on the porch.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's like
Is that where we were hearing noises outside?
Well, a piece of wood fell down.
Oh, yeah.
While we were looking at it.
Yeah.
And we had left the governor's house, and when we came back to it, there was an alarm going on.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You guys remember
From
that?
inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
As if
Something set off
there was
alarms.
some movement in the
something-
building.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would want to think it was paranormal, but being that we physically saw part of the building fall down.
Right.
Right.
Could
I
have
was
been
like,
that.
Yeah, it could have been anything.
Yeah, it's in real disrepair. They used to use it for movie shoots.
Yeah.
The TV show Celebrity Ghost Stories shot a lot of episodes in the governor's house.
Oh,
Because
cool.
on the third floor is like modernized. They used to have like one of the rangers would live up there. So it's got a fridge and a microwave and carpeting. And it just, if you were in there, you just think it's somebody's apartment.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
The other floors are still very period specific. So they would film in there and they could use the first two floors as old Victorian
Right.
homes, but they could use the third floor as like some kid's apartment
All
Yeah.
separate, yeah.
because it was all separate. And yeah, now it's just in such disrepair. That front porch is just
Yeah, no, that was
rotting away. And it was
not
just
getting
sad,
up on
'cause
that.
The inside of the house is still in really good shape for the last time I saw anyway, which was like over 10 years ago now probably.
Yeah, right.
Because yeah, like I said, new management came in, and we used to know the people who ran it. And we used to know the security guards, and it's just everyone's changed. So we haven't been in there in a long time.
Gotcha.
Now, the other building that I was intrigued by was, well, you had mentioned the church. And I wanted to go back to a little bit, because we were talking about the matron and how, like, there's the second murder. There was a priest, Robert Quinn, who, after a church sermon, was approached by a guy named Herman. And Herman
Herman and the Hermits.
essentially is the guy that was rumored to have the torrid affair with the matron.
Oh, okay.
So Herman and this Quinn guy gets into a yelling battle, and it ultimately Herman kills the Reverend
Yowza.
and then exits life
Sure.
by himself. You know,
Oh, and then
So-
takes himself with him.
takes himself out.
So Herman was the one who was having the affair with the matron.
It was either an affair or he raped her. But
Okay.
the fact is, Herman is also a very tiny sailor,
Okay.
not a big guy.
Uh-huh.
So it's
And she
hard-
was big, so
and she was big. So was he overpowering her?
Right.
And then the question is, was it Herman that was having the affair? Was the Reverend having the affair, or were they both having an affair? And Herman was
like were they Eskimo brothers?
Juicy.
was he getting rid of a rival?
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
Right.
But no matter what, there's still some lore around that area near the chapel, and I think the building's called the Main Building, Main C or something like that.
Yeah, I get them all confused because a lot of them look the same. So
Yeah.
you have like the Noble Maritime Museum, and a lot of those were like barracks. And we actually went there one day. Like, it was like a late Sunday afternoon. They were about to close, and they took us upstairs to the barracks. They're like, "We're not supposed to bring you up here. Nobody ever goes up there." But you could see all the etchings the sailors had done on the walls. It was all in wood.
Oh,
That's
wow.
cool.
And the names of their lost loves or
Yeah.
the poems that they had written. So yeah, the music hall is supposed to be haunted. The chapel, the main building. Yeah, I think that's the Noble Maritime Museum that has lots of artifacts in there. So it makes sense that it's a little bit haunted. They also built in like there's a big compass in the ceiling, and it's supposed to mimic the sounds of the hold of a ship. Like when the wind hits it,
Oh,
it
wow.
creaks.
It creaks like a
Really?
ship.
Yeah.
It was to lull the men to sleep at night.
Make them
Yeah.
feel like they're, yeah. That's
Because they
cool.
weren't used
Make
to,
them-
you know.
It's like a white noise
Kind of,
machine
yeah.
at the creek. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I gotta get one of those for my house.
The chapel has a bell outside of it, and people are always saying they hear it ringing. But there's a tree above it that has acorns. So we've tried to debunk. We're like, look, if you get bing, they're like, oh, the bell's ringing. It's like, well, you have a tree above it, and
Yeah, you're dropping acorns on
there's
it.
acorns or squirrels are dropping stuff, or just even a twig falling. It's gonna.
Make a little
A
ding.
little bit of a noise.
And the other thing I heard was near the governor's house is where near there is where the cottages were, and there was a butcher that had a cottage, and that house supposedly has its own lore because it's thought that when the matron was going to give birth, instead of getting a doctor or something like that, they got the next best thing, which was the butcher.
The butcher.
The butcher's the guy that like helps her give birth, and he blames himself for the fact that the child was born either deformed or had the umbilical cord wrapped around its neck. That because of that, he takes on he feels bad about it. He becomes a drunk. It gets to the point that his wife starts locking him out of the house because he's coming home drunk late at night. And ultimately, the butcher dies by freezing outside on the porch.
This is real.
Of his own house.
This is
That's
historical.
It's the lore.
This is a lore. Okay.
Now, the story about the guy killing the minister, that's historical. Like, there's actually
proof of that.
There's actually a date for that, and that's how we know that it's 1863.
Sure.
We know when that murder happened. So
you're just connecting yarn.
So, yeah, like it just seems odd that that the matron story doesn't have truth to it if there's so many other connected instances that all kind of point back to something going on with the matron.
Yeah, too many coincidences.
Yeah, there's something, like I said, when there's smoke, there's fire.
Right.
Like you hear all these different stories, and some of the smaller details change from telling to telling, but it's all essentially the same. She had a child that was not legitimate. It was out of wedlock, whether she was assaulted, whether it was
through an affair.
The child was disabled in some way, whether physically, whether mentally. The child was killed, whether it was the entire town, the facility, or it was just a few people. But all those things seem to get repeated.
Yeah, and I don't know if like the murder happened before the child's born or anything like that, but the murder happened on January 31st, 1863. So,
what murder?
She might have been pregnant at that point, or the kid might have already been born. And it was coming out. Like,
interesting.
I see.
So it's just around that. You can use that as, I would say, anywhere from 15 years before to 15 years after.
Yeah.
It gives you that time frame to look for these people and maybe find out what the matron's name really is.
Right.
Because once you find out her name, then you can maybe find out information.
Well, and what about Old Salty? What's he got to do with this?
I mean, from what I've gathered, and I don't know if this is true, like, I know a lot of the governors of the site were very strict. They had strict codes. Like, you weren't allowed to go out and drink.
They were military men, right?
Which,
a lot of them?
Yeah, but if you're a sailor, a lot of those sailors got paid in rum and stuff. So you got
a rowdy bunch.
a ration of alcohol.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of sailors that would, like, sneak out and then come back in and jump over the wall and get back in. I'm not sure which governor it was, but I remember one he made his office so he could face the barracks, so he could watch the guys and like keep an eye on them, because there were demerits. If you got so many, times getting caught drunk, you'd get, kicked out.
So they weren't allowed to drink there at all?
They weren't supposed to.
Yeah, it was run very strict. But again, you're taking these sailors who lived their entire lives at sea, like Steven said, drinking.
Yeah. That's what I'm not understanding.
To entertain themselves, and then you're bringing them in, and and then it was like no drinking, no chasing the women.
Yeah.
And these guys were just like,
just stay here.
What are you going to do?
Because that's all they want to do is drink and chase the women.
Right.
So it was very difficult for them. And a lot of them died there. So you're talking about the matron, you're talking about this other murder, but thousands of these guys died at Snug Harbor. They had nowhere else to go,
right?
Because they had no families.
So it is a nice transition for them, but still, they're still kind of stuck in some way.
Yeah.
Form,
so
you know what I mean.
So there was that sadness to it, where you're you're providing food for them, but their way of life was completely different. And
Yeah, it's
they're-
almost like a prison in a way. When you
they're
think about it.
treated like children or prisoners where, you're not allowed to leave the grounds. You're not allowed to drink. You're not allowed to fraternize with the women.
What are you going to do?
What are we going to do?
Yeah, they had
it's
no
nice
TV and movies back then.
Yeah, so they carved poems, I guess,
Yeah.
into their walls. But,
And I've heard that some of the carvings are a little risque.
oh, yeah.
You know, like, it's not just nice little poems, guys. Like, there's a reason why they don't tour people up there.
I can
Yeah.
imagine.
You know,
Lyrics
like-
and such, yeah.
Yeah, so I was going to say
Some
more
topless
limerick
women.
style.
Oh, carving boobs in the wood.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to Nantucket.
Yeah. I had pictures of them a long time ago. I'd have to find them because,
No.
again, this is from like 2007, maybe 2008. So
Okay.
Old digital, the phones didn't have,
Right.
so you're taking a digital camera and they're on some hard drive somewhere probably, but I do have some of the carvings.
Oh, that's cool.
I think it'd be
nice.
impossible to figure out who Old Salty was, because if there's over 10,000 sailors that went there, I mean,
You would imagine that's a pretty common nickname, too, for
Old-
a
yeah,
sailor.
Old Salty.
Like, Old Salty.
Yeah.
How you pinpointing that?
Or is
Yeah.
that what they're saying with that nickname? Is they're just generalizing and saying?
I think they're
this
just
could be-
generalizing it, and it's an older sailor guy, which if you tried to figure out who that was like, it was probably like,
Most
a couple
half of them.
thousand
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
Whether it be the look of them or the time frame.
Sure.
Yeah.
There's probably thousands of guys that fit the bill.
What does he do on the grounds? Just people have just seen his ghost? Or?
Yeah, people just see him walking around. It's almost just like they think it's a reenactor. Very similar to like Gettysburg stories
wow.
where they see,
Really?
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, there's a reenactor, and then it disappears. And it's like, oh, no, that was not a reenactor.
And I've heard that he's like actually interactive with people, like direct them to the gardens.
Yeah, they'll
or
ask for
something like that.
directions.
one of
and
those. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So it's not like a residual
Yeah.
where it's just like he's doing his thing.
Yeah.
Like he's interacting. With
That's
people.
neat.
So he's
I'd
still.
love to come across something like that.
The poor guy's still there and probably still following the merit system
Yeah.
of trying not to get busted.
Right.
Yeah.
He's just walking around.
Just walking around being himself. And I don't know if he looks like John Zaffis,
Yeah, I
he
don't
might.
know, but
But I you did mention the music hall. The only thing I heard about the music hall was a little girl's ghost is seen wandering around the music hall, and that
That's
when
odd.
people-
Why would a little girl be there?
I don't know. But when when people try to follow her, she'll disappear around the corner and then be gone.
Yeah.
Like they'll get around the corner and she won't have time to disappear. You saw how open spaces were. Like she should be, maybe 20 feet ahead of them. But
So you mentioned a butcher earlier. Were there other like professional people there that like weren't members of the community but like worked there
Or were they
Or, like-
part of the community and got
and got jobs?
jobs? Yeah. Like got
from what I understand, it was mainly the sailors weren't working, really.
Yeah.
They would contribute sometimes. They would help clean. They would help cook. But they did have dedicated cooks because it was really just providing their basic needs. So it was laundry, which is the matron's house. She had our whole girls who would do all the laundry for the sailors.
And would they stay there too? The girls, they
Yeah.
would all live there.
oh, there you go.
Yeah, they all.
Okay.
And again, there may have been exceptions to that, especially later as time went on. But I think in the earlier days, they would all live there.
Okay.
So you had that. You had cooks. There were doctors,
Okay.
morticians, because again, these guys were retired, so they would die a lot. And I mentioned the catacombs earlier. They had big tunnels that run underneath Snug Harbor because it's right on the water, and there's a train. There's train tracks. So basically, what they would do is when somebody died, instead of bringing the body through town, they would bring them down to the catacombs, and that's how they would get the
yeah.
bodies out to the train. Because again, some guys would be buried there, but some people did have family out, in other states, and we want the
They
body.
want the body back, right?
And they would discreetly bring it underground to the train and load it on the train, so the other sailors wouldn't see
yeah.
the body being
Lower their morale and
Yeah, and they're
stuff.
like, oh, another
Yeah.
one's gone. Yeah.
Interesting. Looking for something strange, unique, and totally unforgettable? Step into the Cryptid Collective in the Susquehanna Valley Mall in Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania.
From mysterious cryptid art and collectibles to quirky gifts, apparel, and local curiosities, this is the spot for legend lovers and curious minds alike. So whether you're hunting Bigfoot vibes, spooky style, or the perfect one-of-a-kind gift, you'll find it here.
The Cryptid Collective, where myths meet merch. Find them today at the Susquehanna Valley Mall in Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania.
I would think it's similar to like asylums. Like if you look at asylums in the 1800s, a lot of them were very independent. So you had people that were groundskeepers. You had people that were, some of them even had their own power plants.
Yeah.
You know, so
And that would explain why there might be a girl.
you would have a
because-
lot of support staff to keep it going.
Right.
for them.
Yeah. So that could explain why there would be a little girl.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
who
Or
knows?
the women on there. and then
Yeah.
have one,
And maybe some of those women doing the laundry, maybe they had affairs and got pregnant, and we just don't
right,
know.
stories we're not
Didn't
aware
hear
of.
about
And
it.
again, you got to remember back then too, little girls were working. You know,
That's
we think
true.
we think these days you
Yeah.
think of a young woman
Oh.
working 18, 20, but back then,
Might have been
11
like-
years old,
She might be
Right.
doing
they
laundry.
could be, they could be doing laundry, doing the cooking, and taking care of these men because life expectancies were younger, and you hit 9 or 10, you get out and get you're
Yeah,
working.
you're
You're
working.
working.
And
for-
it'd be a great place to actually do an investigation, Christy, because I've read that there are certain instances where, like, if girls go into the barracks where the sailors were sleeping and housed, there was a very chesty girl that went in there, and like every time she bent over, like they'd hear what sounded like a cane hitting the railing.
Some dirty old
like
man
like
goes.
some dirty old man's like cheering it on. And after the second time, they're like, "Wait, these guys are perverts." It was like perverted ghosts.
Perfect ghost.
So, you know, I'm sure.
Paranormal.
I'm sure these sailors like probably are a little bit more active with the ladies. You know.
Yeah, and there's a lot of that. And then I remember I was doing a tour one time, and one of the women who worked at Snug Harbor, we were in the Matrons House, and we're talking, and there's a group of people, and one of my meters was going off, and she was like, "Oh, Jason, the matron really likes you, Jason.
Yeah.
Like, she's got a crush on you because every time you're here, it's like none of the other ghost hunters ever get the thing going off." I was like, "I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just holding it
Interesting.
up." 'Cause you just kind of hold it up for people
Yeah,
to see,
yeah.
you know, because you got 20 people in the crowd. So yeah, there's just I never really heard much of that it would go after women more.
Oh, okay.
But I do know my ex-wife, she was in the governor's house, and we were kind of filming a little. We used to, you know, before YouTube, I mean, YouTube was around, but we didn't really do it much. But
Yeah.
she was giving like, you know, a little intro, and she said she felt like something press her lips, like, shh,
Oh, wow.
like,
Shushing
stop,
her.
like, be quiet.
Oh my goodness.
And I tease her, yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, but
Should I listen?
But she had like a sensation where she sort of felt like
Yeah.
something like touched my lips, and
Wow.
just the four of us in there, you know, you could see everybody, and
Oh, yeah.
you have the lights on, you know, lights coming through the windows, so it wasn't one of us. But yeah, so but sex specific, I don't know any
Oh,
stories
okay.
really like that it goes more after women or men,
Right.
All right.
because again, you're talking, you know, certain places you can kind of pinpoint who's maybe haunting this house. Is it the mom? Is it the dad? You know, but
Yeah, yeah.
here you have thousands of sailors. You have the boy. You have the matron. It's hard. The butcher. You know, the
Clergyman,
reverend,
I'm
the
sure.
clergyman.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like really hard to say unless you're seeing something, who it is or what it is.
Yeah, and I guess there might even be a large population that weren't even into women, you know, which I'm imagining
Sure.
if they're
Oh,
on
maybe,
the open
yeah.
seas, you know, they find their other way to take care of their
And I mean,
needs.
they're
so-
older. They might just don't care by that point.
Yeah, yeah.
You
It
know,
doesn't work
more
that
worried
way.
about getting whiskey outside Snug Harbor's border. But, well, I mean, what's the kind of like the biggest thing that you've heard happening, the most paranormal thing that you think happens the most there?
The lady in white is the thing that gets mentioned.
And you said you thought that's connected to the governor's house.
And it's very different than the matron, because the matron again was supposedly a very large
Right.
woman, and the woman in white or the lady in white is apparently very slim and beautiful, and but she's most often seen outside the governor's house.
Outside of the governor's
Yeah,
house. Okay.
and that's again the rangers would say that they would be upstairs, they'd be in their apartment, you know, going to bed, and they look out the window, and there's a lady out there in a long dress, and you know, it sounds very sort of tropey and
Right.
you
Yeah.
know, cliche, just the woman in white. But they'd say they'd have to like put their boots on and be like, someone's trespassing,
right.
and there's nobody there.
Wow.
You know,
But there's no like idea who that might be.
no, because it doesn't.
Governor wasn't married or had a daughter or anything.
Well, there's
Doesn't
several
fit
There
into
were
any
many different
stories.
governors, because you're
Right.
talking like over 100 years.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of
Could
that's
be.
It's just hard to pin down, probably.
Yeah, and like I was telling Stephen before we started recording, like we went to Snug Harbor and asked, like, can we have access to some of your record? Like, can we look at? No, you can't look at anything.
Oh.
Yeah, we were just like, but
Maybe someday.
yeah, but you're like, you want us to run these tours. We're not getting paid for it.
Yeah.
Like,
Wonder
we're
why.
volunteering for this. Like, all we want is like to see like any newspaper articles you have, any books you have, like any like we'll sit with like we're gonna take
Right.
it home. We just
Right.
Microfiche.
Yeah, yeah. Nope.
Well,
they
I
wouldn't
mean,
let us look at
Interesting.
anything.
What are they
That's a
covering
little
up?
sketch.
It is.
Well,
Yeah.
I do work for a museum, and I will say this: from a museum standpoint, they do protect their records very well, and like the oils in your hands, just by looking at them, can damage
Sure.
records.
Yeah, but it seems a
So-
little more than just that. Yeah.
They should. I think sites should be open to it, because if someone's going to follow the rules that the establishment sets, say, hey, you have to wear gloves.
Yeah, or they
when you
could just
touch these
digitize
books.
it.
Sure.
Just
Or
digitize
digitize
it.
it.
Yeah, that's
I'm
where
all
we're at
about
nowadays.
digitizing.
Yeah.
In fact, at the
Because you may
pre-sales,
lose it.
Right.
Yeah.
We our site managers are very much all about digitizing.
Yeah, good. Preserve
And
that.
we want to digitize everything we can and put it online, because there's when people like me die, all that knowledge I have gets
Gone.
wiped away, and if it's digitized, there'd be more researchers willing to just look at it and trying to figure it out.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what we're doing here. We're digitizing you.
Oh, okay, good.
That's the whole goal of this show, is to digitize you.
Great. You're gonna get me a microchip with Elon Musk.
No,
or
you're doing
something.
just fine.
All right.
In 10 years, we'll just be able to AI. you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they'll
Or
just
any
take
of us.
all the
We'll just
videos
all
and be
of-
like, here's Steve.
Right. Do this topic today. Rate the episode. Boom.
Getboredbysteve.com. It's a future adventure for these guys.
Get bored.
Get Bored by Steve. Yeah.
I think that should be your first book.
All right. Yeah. Totally. I'm all about it.
What else we got from Snug Harbor? Anything else?
Well, I think that's all I got. Is there anything else? you
Yeah,
got
I
on
mean
Snug?
that's the lore. It's the kinetic activity in the Matrons House that and the woman in white
so.
roams the
If,
grounds and Old Salty and but
if our listeners and viewers, if they want to go to Snug Harbor, do you suggest a certain time of year to go, or?
I just love going in the fall. I just think it's
we went in
beautiful.
December. It was chilly, but not
It was a
too
little
bad.
chilly. It was like December 5th or 6th or something. It was early December. I love it in the fall. Spring and summer are nice too, because they do have the Oriental botanical garden there. And
Okay.
it's like beautiful cherry blossoms and all sorts of
Like
things.
right there, right?
It's like right a little bit behind the governor's house.
Okay.
Yeah, if you just keep walking past the governor's house, it's right there, and that's where all the row of cottages are. But yeah, they have events during the summer that you can go to,
Yeah.
little concerts and things. It's a cultural center, so they do
Yeah.
have art exhibits, and it's great. I love it in the autumn though.
Still do haunted tours in that area or not?
I don't know if they did one last year.
Not as much, huh?
We dipped out of it, and then they had other people doing it. And Snug Harbor, if you're listening, just this is my
gotcha.
criticism. When we were doing it, we sort of had carte blanche to sort of talk about these things.
Sure.
New management came in and they said, no, this is the story.
Oh,
Tell it like this. And we were like, no, because you don't know. So I want to tell all the different versions like I did
Yeah.
here tonight. Like, here's the variations, and you can kind of pick and choose. And
Right.
what do you think is really the truth? And they were like,
Yeah.
no, this is a story. And they
Nice.
kind of picked very juicy things, and they added things. And we were like, we've never heard that part of the story
Right.
before. Where did that
Yeah,
come
yeah.
from? That you can't verify because it was never made the newspapers, but now all of a sudden you have this new detail that's
Yeah.
really juicy.
I mean, who are
Yeah.
you, King James? Go on.
Yeah, usually when you use history to fine tune a story, you lose other elements of the story, and sometimes it's like the fun, juicy stuff.
Yeah.
It's not always the most crazy. Of the stories.
And I say on my show, like, I'd rather know like the boring truth than believe a fantastic lie.
Yep.
Like,
Sure.
just tell me the truth, because if
Yep.
that's the truth, that can even in itself still be fascinating. You don't need all these other things
Yeah.
to make
Exactly.
to zhuzh it up and make it.
Yeah.
That's interesting in and of itself. It's history. It's whether you believe it's haunted, that's up to the individual. But
That's kind of how we do too. I mean, we just put the information out there. Let
Correct.
you come to your own conclusion.
Yeah.
This is what we've
Yeah.
heard. These are the stories presented.
And when I was touring Jason through the Priestley house, I not only told him my ghost story,
Right.
but I told him the ghost stories that were debunked.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, and showed him how we debunked them and why they were debunked. Because even though, like, if you look in 1860s, it's going to tell you all this ghost lore. But now I could tell you, well, this is how it's
Right.
BS.
Yeah.
But you get rid of the crap, and the good parts of the story rise to the top.
Exactly. And that's how I like to roll too. Just
Yeah.
so the tours there now. I can't speak for them. I haven't been on one in a while, but last I heard they were like really adding things that really weren't there. So, but still check them out. I mean, it's still just a cool place because you get access to the buildings. You get to go inside and you make up your own mind. But just take everything that's told to you with a grain of salt, and that goes for any location. I'd say not just Snug Harbor. Just always take it with a grain of salt and experience what you want to experience.
Yeah.
Now, I love your way of dissecting stories. I've watched a lot of your episodes, and so before we get to the pizza part of the story, like my question for you is, how can our listeners and viewers find you? Like, where's the best way for them to follow you?
I'm on YouTube. I'm on all the podcasting platforms: Apple, Google Play, Spotify, Odd and Untold.
Okay.
OddandUntold.com. I have a website. You can go there. You can find me on Facebook. Everything's Odd and Untold. So
Nice.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you a little bit because I've been watching a couple more recent episodes, and your one about like myth on Staten Island, like lore of Staten Island, and the what was it, the ox or the bullhead inn?
Oh, the Bull's Head.
Bull's Head Inn. That is incredibly interesting, guys. If you haven't heard about any of that, that's really interesting. And also the one on imaginary friends.
Oh, thank you.
I found that so incredibly interesting. And my brothers, they're twins. When they were little, they had an imaginary friend, and they said it was the same person. Well, they don't even say it was a person. They just said his name was Golgox, which isn't even a real word, Golgox. They said he had red hair. Okay, so it was a person. They both said he had red hair. He lived on their roof, on the roof of the house, would drive around in Matchbox cars, and then one day, both of them said he died. Golgox died, and that was it. And we never heard about Golgox again.
Wow.
So they probably stopped that around 3 or 4 talking to Golgox. But
Interesting.
yeah. So we didn't know if that was just like the twin speech thing, or if they were really seeing a shared imaginary friend.
There's so much lore with twins.
Oh, I know.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, they're not identical. They're fraternal twins.
Yeah, but
they're
a lot of twins will, when they're babies, will develop their own speech.
Right. Yeah,
Like,
that's what I mean.
Their
The
own
twin
language.
talk.
That only they can understand.
Yeah, that's
but
what
they
I was
fully
saying.
Get it.
Yeah.
And it's just weird.
Yeah.
You hear that, people? I think twins are weird. Throwing the gauntlet
Especially
down.
the identical ones.
Oh, the identical ones for sure.
They
I think
look
twins
creepy.
would probably say that, right? They'd probably admit it.
Oh, I would agree. I have friends that are twins.
Definitely some strangeness there.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So luckily, we don't have to kick Jason out. He actually
That's right.
enjoyed the same pizza that we had.
Thanks, Cup of Code again.
Thanks, Cup of Code. Not only did he enjoy it, he recommended it.
Yeah.
So it came recommendation of Jason. Look at that. Danino's Pizza, Staten Island, New York. Danino's. It's fun to say.
Yes.
It's of the Nino.
Of the Nino. Snug Harbor. This place was recommended by Jason from Odd and Untold. We were in such a rush that we had to eat it literally out of the trunk of the car.
Oh, yeah.
Pizza outside. Jason recommended this place and said, no matter who you are, you'll probably like this pizza. That's a good review right there. Steven, obviously, was a fan.
Okay.
4.5 out of 5.
That's a really good
Danino's
Wow.
Pizza, Staten Island. Love the sauce. The pepperoni was perfect. The cheese was amazing. There was black chunks of char gripping the bottom of the slice of pizza.
I love that.
I would haunt this place. 4.5. Monster score. Christy, also 4.5.
No way.
This was damn good pizza. This was the second pizza stop of the day, and on my first bite of the plain piece, I was pleasantly pleased. Did you do that to me on purpose?
Maybe.
that 5
I think I
times
might
On the
have.
first bite of the plain piece, I was pleasantly pleased. When I went back for a second bite, it was just as good. The
Wow.
crust was awesome, very crispy. The sauce was flavorful. The pepperoni was thin and not overpowering. The only way it would have gotten a higher score is if the pepperoni would have been a little bit crispier.
Crispy. Yep.
I would haunt this place. Thank you, Jason, for recommending it.
Yes.
Sure.
Here we go. We'll wait for Jason's, though. 4.5 out of 5 for Ryan.
Oh, Hey,
We got one more
okay.
though.
Okay.
Charred but not burnt, crispy, the way I like it. Sauce was so fresh and light. Cheese was incredible tasting. Would eat this pizza 3 meals a day, is what I
Wow.
Wow.
said. 4.5. This is a high one for not just me, but for all of
Oh
us.
yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think Jason gave it? 4.5 out of 5.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, we
Three
did
weeks.
that.
we
cheers
all
on
drank.
that.
Cheers for that.
Yay.
His was short and sweet. I like their pizza. I like the crust. It's thin. I like their sauce.
Out of all the people that have picked a pizza place, you did the best job because
For sure.
This is the
True
first time
story.
we all like really
Yeah.
gave a really good score.
Yeah.
This is like my dad's favorite place. My parents go there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody I know, and Staten Island, because it's pizza, and because it's Staten Island, everyone's got to have an opinion.
Right,
and fight
sure,
over it.
right.
It's New York
And
pizza.
This place is better, but everybody agrees that Danino's is good at least. No, it may not be everyone's favorite, but no
It's
one
at
will ever
least-
say like, this place is terrible.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
People just love it, and it's like on a Friday night in the summer, you can't get in there.
Can't get in.
That's the
near it.
best overall score I think we've ever given pizza. Like,
For all three of us.
excluding
agree.
Jason, I think for the three of us to give it a 4.5, it's probably the top pizza we've ever
Yeah,
rated.
we might have had like a 4 or a 4.25, but I
Even with his 5 that
yeah,
one time, I
think-
think this might.
I think you're right.
Edge
4,
it out.
5.
Yeah,
the
because I
highest.
gave Paranormal
combined.
Pizza in Bethlehem, I gave them a 5.
Yeah.
And even then, it didn't average out to 4.5.
Yeah, so great job, Danino's Pizza. If you're
Mm-hmm.
in Staten Island, check it out after you go to Snug Harbor.
Definitely.
And thanks again to Jason.
Yeah, thank you guys for
Appreciate
having me.
everything.
This
Yeah.
is awesome.
Awesome. Also, we were on Jason's Halloween episode last year.
Oh,
So
yes.
if you go back and look, you can
Yeah.
visit us on Halloween.
Yeah, so everyone like and comment, subscribe for us as well as for Jason and
That's right.
I don't know.
Throw 'em some love
Untold.
from us.
Yeah, it really does make a huge difference. Doesn't cost you guys anything, but it makes a big difference for us and all the stupid algorithm stuff. So please like, comment, subscribe, both of us.
Yeah.
And join us next time you crave a slice of the paranormal.